I'm here with Chuck Westfall of Canon USA, who's going to show us 5 of Canon's hottest new cameras.
Thank you, Shawn. Actually, we'd like to begin with the PowerShot SX1 IS. This is our new top of the line in the PowerShot series, and it's a kind of a turning point in the history of the PowerShots because it's the first one that uses a Canon CMOS image sensor.
Right.
And up to this point, all of the PowerShots had been CCD. But with that CMOS image sensor, we're able to get very, very high level of image quality using a lot of the technology that we've developed over the years for EOS system. But probably more importantly in this product, it supports full 1080p HD video, and that's really an outstanding feature to be bringing into a compact camera, especially now in the age where HD television sets are becoming much more popular. Right. So in addition to those two kind of keynote features, the other things about this camera that are very important, we have a full suite of exposure modes, including from anything from fully automatic to fully manual, and a RAW mode, so that you'll be able to have the full range of image editing capabilities. We've also got on this camera some interesting new features as far as the screen. This is a 2.8-inch wide format screen that basically supports that HD and makes it very easy for people to see what they're getting as they compose their shot. And the hot shoe on top, which supports all the EOS system speed lights. And this is in addition to the built-in pop-up flash that we also have on this camera.
I see the words image stabilizer and ultrasonic on the barrel there.
Right, and actually optical image stabilization is something that we've been working on, and we have improvement up to 4 full stops of IS on this camera. Ultrasonic is what we use for zooming the lens. There's something else that's in here that's kind of unique and new for us, and that is we're using a new thing called a voice coil motor to run the autofocus. And the idea of that is that the operation of that voice coil is very quick, but it's also totally silent. Initially, it'll be sold at $5.99 retail, and it's available in April.
Wow, okay.
And we have also a little brother to the SX1, and that's the SX200 IS. What the story here is that basically we have a 12 times optical zoom with 12 megapixel resolution CCD sensor. And you can see that the camera itself is quite petite for a super zoom. It's really very easy to carry, very easy to store, but it has the full 3-inch screen on the back. It has a full set of exposure modes on the mode dial on the top. And although this is the CCD-based camera, it does support the 720p version of HD movie. And it has the HDMI port to be able to play directly back into an HD television set, as well as the regular video to go into a standard TV. So this will have a $349 retail, and I believe that it's in the market almost as we speak.
That's gorgeous.
All right, and then let me bring you into the SD960IS Digital Elf. Now here's a camera that, first of all, from a design standpoint is outstanding. It's a beautiful, well thought out design, very small and compact as ELPH cameras tend to be. But we've also got now that full...
Is that widescreen again?
Right, the 2.8-inch widescreen capability, and so that really kind of adds an element of fun to using this camera. Now in this camera, it's 12 megapixel resolution with a 4 times wide angle zoom, so 28 to 112 equivalent. It's going to be a $379 price point initially. And one of the things that I like about this camera is the fact that it has some of the latest other technology that we're introducing into EOS this year. So this is one of the cameras that has, for example, blink detection. And this is a feature where after you've taken the shot, the camera analyzes it right away, and if there was somebody that blinked in the photo, it'll tell you, and then you have the option to reshoot. There's also a feature called active display, and the idea there is that by flicking your wrist, you're actually able to go into the next shot. So some nice, interesting technology in a very small and attractive camera.
What is the price on that?
This will be available at $379. And for $100 less, there's also the PowerShot SD780 IS. And as you can see, I'll hold it up next to the 960. Here's a camera that's actually a little bit more conventional shape, but very, very thin. So if you look at them side by side, you can see how thin the SD780 IS is. And this will be at a $279 retail, still 12 megapixel. And it has the optical image stabilizer, 35 to 105 type 3x optical zoom. So basically your standard digital ALF, smaller, more attractive, with the 720p HD movie feature and the HDMI port. Now, the last but not least that we're talking about today is the new PowerShot D10. And this is a step in a different direction for us because it's our first underwater digital camera. And it basically has a depth rating down to 33 feet or 10 meters. It has a shock-proof rating. You could drop the camera from up to 4 feet high without any problem. And it has a freeze-proof rating down to 14 degrees Fahrenheit. There's also different kinds of strap fittings. We've got the strap fittings actually located on each corner of the body, so that you can then either hang the camera vertically or horizontally and in any direction that you prefer. So also there will be even a version that comes with a carabiner clip, so that if you're a mountain climber, you can hook it onto your gear.
That's great.
And last but not least, the reason that we've got a little bit of a bulge on the front of this lens is because there's an actual double pane glass.
Oh.
So it's got the anti-fogging capability,
and
it gets rid of the the issue of condensation that would normally be an issue for underwater cameras. It's not an issue for this. We have a new mode on here too that I could mention called Smart Auto, that detects whether the scene is a landscape or a portrait or the various different kinds of common scenes, and automatically sets the camera for you.
Great. Well, we're seeing that in a lot more cameras.
Yeah, and this will be a $329 retail, and we're expecting to see it out in the market during the month of, I believe, May.
Very good. Well, thank you very much, Chuck.